Hi, I'm Tish. Welcome to 28 Days of Play. This is a February painting series where we use flowers, color, curiosity, and all sorts of fun to create a little light in this heavy season. These sessions are all about keeping things loose and intuitive and playful, so there's no room for perfection here. No pressure, just play. So let's begin right where we are, with whatever supplies we have, and see where today's play leads. I'm going to start by gathering my supplies and easing into some first marks. If you're painting along with me today, take a moment too just to get settled. And if you're watching, just breathe and enjoy watching the process. So today's prompt for this painting was based in gratitude. And so I really just wanted to start this painting by doing just that, just writing a little note to myself, reminding myself of all the many things that I have to be grateful for and thankful for. And I used a pen. I can't remember the type. I think it's called litte. And I sprayed a little water on it just to kind of obscure my writing because I don't want it to be the primary thing as I am working on my floral. And I grabbed another gold gel marker and kind of did the same thing over the top just to further obscure what I had written. I'm thinking today that I just want to work in some of those words of gratitude in whatever way sort of pops to mind. Got some watercolors left over from my previous work session, and I'm just trying to use what's left on my palette, honestly. So that color seems a little flat. Let's try again. There we go. I'm just trying to add in some color again. I'm not fussing about shapes or making perfect flowers. I'm really just trying to choose some colors that I find fun, that make me happy, and just mixing up the variety of shapes and sizes and colors on my canvas. I have the edges taped there. So I am just kind of bringing my marks all the way over the tape line. So when I pull that off later, it'll leave us a nice clean edge. I'm loving the way that the words and the ink are kind of bleeding through the translucent of the watercolor. I think it's really fun. So I'm still just sort of playing around with my composition here, getting out my brand new watercolor brushes. I was thinking I wanted to bring some green into this so it had sort of like a citrusy color palette. That's really all I'm thinking about, honestly. I started to make a leaf shape and then I changed my mind. So I just turned it into a green flower. Now I'm getting out some dry pigment. It's kind of, sometimes people call it a dry stain. And a little bit goes a long way. So I put a little bit towards the centers of the flowers. I think I picked up like navy, I think is what that color is called. So I'm just adding a little bit of that to sort of deepen the values that I've got going there with the watercolor. I love to put blue as the center of flowers. It's really just a fun way to add some deep value to those floral centers. And I know that flowers aren't literally blue in the center, but it does give you that impression that there's this deep center at the flower. And so just have fun with this. For some reason, this right now is giving me like Dale Chihuly vibes for some reason, like the way that he would do the blown glass, and I think it's just this color palette right now. So anyway, just have fun, just play, move color around. You really cannot mess this up. So I hope that just the idea of painting flowers isn't restricting you, but rather just freeing you up to play and experiment in all sorts of different ways. Let's see, speaking of experimentation, I think I'm going to create a vase here because of the vertical way that I have this painting set up. I think a vase would be really nice, but I don't want to just like paint a solid vase. So I'm picking up this sort of square tip brush, and I'm thinking about just creating some marks that would give me like the impression of a vase and still leave some of those words of gratitude shining through. So I'm just varying like the colors that I'm getting here. Now I'm just playing to see like what happens if I spray water and it drips down. Maybe that'll give me some other sort of like vertical look. So, I don't know what's going to happen when I do these things. It really is like constant experimentation and just seeing like, oh, well, that's fun, or that worked, or oh, that did not work. Now what should I do? So it is not because, I have some master plan, but rather just being curious, I think, about like what happens when I do this and what happens when I do that. And always your paper towel is such a great tool to have because you can always take paint away or soften up a decision you've made. So I think that's coming along pretty well. I'm enjoying that. So I was thinking about some other ways that I could incorporate in just some words of gratitude. And so I grabbed some of this tissue paper and started writing with my pen. And I might just like cut them out and decoupage them down in some way. Well, the water kind of made those smear a little bit more than I was thinking, but that's fine. So I'm looking for a little bit of matte medium so I can put this tissue paper down. But I don't want these straight edges. I've decided I want to kind of peel those off. And then I'll just gently put that in place. So I think that looks pretty good. I don't know how well you can read my words anymore, but it's fine. So I've grabbed my trusty white gel pen and I'm writing some more words of gratitude onto the petals. Things like family and friends and love, and just kind of building those into the flowers themselves and, making them twist around the petals. But you can think of just so many different ways that you could integrate words of gratitude right into your painting. So I'm starting to consider the background, and I thought about taking it darker, but then I thought, I'm really enjoying sort of this yellow cast to it. It reminds me of like sunshine coming through a window, and so I decided to play with yellow and kind of let some of those words from the background shine through. So I'm using more of like a transparent white than I am an opaque white. Just so that I'm not going to lose those words entirely, and kind of liking it. I'm deciding which bits I want to let go of and what I want to hold on to. I think I want to add a little bit more there. I wasn't really liking. I found that little piece of white up there to be a little bit distracting. So I'm just covering up a little bit more of those areas where the white of the page was shining through. Now I'm just going in with a little bit of the opaque titanium white to add some more lightness to the top of the painting. And I'm just kind of working that around to see where I want to add that. I think that looks pretty good. So, it's just I gotta keep working with these details, and I love picking up whatever tools are in front of me. So I grabbed that pen again that I worked with initially, and I'm just creating some more loose marks around all my floral shapes. So one thing that I love about working in a sketchbook is that you can be totally experimental, right? Like this is where you have successes, and also it's sometimes where you have failures, but that's okay because it's all learning and it's all play. So play is just so good for your spirit. So I just encourage you to just stay in that place of experimentation. So that's exactly what I'm doing here. I'm just playing with adding color, taking it away, adding color, taking it away. I love the property of watercolors that it can be a little blurry. I like those like undefined lines that it gives you. So, but speaking of defining lines, I decided to pick up this fine line tool, and if you haven't played with one of these, they're a lot of fun, but they're also a pain in the butt because they get clogged up all the time. So I love that you can squeeze out these little fine lines and you can put whatever kind of paint that you want in there. But inevitably, because they are like essentially little syringes, they get clogged up with the tiniest amount of paint that dries on the tip. And so anyway, they're equal parts love affair, and you want to throw them across the room. So I'm just adding a little bit of those lines. Oh, poop. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. So instead of squeezing out the tip, it squeezed out the side of the bottle and then dripped right onto my painting, but that's okay. I'm going to embrace Bob Ross and just say that it was a happy little accident, and instead of getting frustrated by it, I just dipped my fingers in and spread some of that white paint around so it looked a bit more intentional. I actually kind of like it. So I dried it a little bit, and again, I've picked up my Le Pen blue pen, and I'm adding some details again over the tops of the flowers. I love lines. I love lines in combination with just the flowiness of watercolor. It makes me really happy. So if all else fails, lean into what makes you happy and what feels really good. Do more of that. I couldn't resist adding a little gold sparkle on here. So that sunshine yellow was just calling for a little gold foil. It's super easy to apply. Don't overthink it. I like to just grab a glue stick and put down a few little smears and then put the gold foil right on top. Just let it sit for just a minute, and then grab a dry brush and you can just brush away the foil that is not glued down. It's really pretty easy. So fun. I love the effect that it gives. And because I'm doing such a loose painting, I wouldn't want to do some like very, detailed foil design. So this works really well. It is like impossible though, I would have to say, to actually pick up. I think like when I use gold foil, I find it for days afterwards. But that's fine. Finding gold is pretty fun if you ask me. So I'm going to go ahead and sign this, but then of course, because I am who I am, I will always sign something and then go, oh, but what if I do this? Or, oh, what if I do this? So I've got out my liquid watercolor and I'm just dripping it on because I was loving those white dots so much. I decided I want to do some more with color. And I want to add just a little bit more brightness to the yellow on some of those flowers. Why? I don't know, just because I wanted to. Well, guys, I think that looks pretty darn perfect. I love it so much. I hope you love it. I'm grateful for you. Happy painting.